Girls at schools across Iran are taken to hospital after another outbreak of apparent gas poisoning. Crowds in Israel remember the victims of a spate of attacks on civilians amid a worsening security situation and political unrest. And also coming up, reaction to the uncertainty about access to a widely used abortion pill in the United States after conflicting court rulings. I want to start with the latest news from Israel. That's where hundreds of Palestinians have barricaded themselves inside Al-Aqsa Mosque in Jerusalem. Now remember, of course, earlier this week, Israeli police raided the mosque after Palestinians barricaded themselves inside after the evening Ramadan prayer. That led to Palestinian militants firing rockets into Israel from Lebanon and Gaza, and Israel hitting back with airstrikes. Here's some context to all of this now. The Al-Aqsa Mosque is the third holiest site in Islam. It's located on a hilltop complex known by Muslims as Al-Haram Sharif and by Jews as the Temple Mount. Jews revere it as the location of two biblical temples, and it is the holiest site in Judaism. Thousands of Muslims and Jews are gathering in Jerusalem with Ramadan and Passover overlapping this year.
Our headlines today. Fresh warnings about patient safety. The Health Secretary accuses the Doctors' Union of taking a militant stance as junior doctors in England prepare to go on strike this week.
Hundreds of Palestinians have barricaded themselves inside the Al-Aqsa Mosque in Jerusalem.
Just months to live, but stuck in hospital. We hear how Charlotte has been waiting 5 months to be discharged because of delays with community care.
I'm stuck here and just fighting to get home and to keep going. And I don't know how much fight I have left in me.
Good morning. More bad weather at the Masters means it could be an epic final day. Torrential rain means a third round is yet to be completed, with America's Brooks Koepka still leading the way at Augusta.
A panto at Easter. Oh, yes, it is. Sir Ian McKellen and John Bishop tell us how they ended up sharing the stage.
And I said I want him to be tall and handsome and younger than me.
There you go.
Yeah, with good teeth. The teeth are the defining thing, really.
Morning all, plenty of warm spring sunshine for our Easter Sunday, maybe the warmest day of the year so far. If you've got the sunshine, make the most of it because it's not set to last as cloud and rain pushes in from the west a little later on.
Now, a performance of the Bodyguard musical in Manchester had to be abandoned on Friday night after some people in the audience tried to sing over the performance.
Dear. It was so disruptive and hard on the ears that the final 10 minutes of the show was cancelled and the police had to be called. Singer Melody Thornton apologised and said that she fought really hard to finish the show, but it hadn't been possible.
Can I just say, look at this. Weather, daffodils. I'm literally dressing for Easter today.
Spring colours, it's the in thing. I went to Motown in the West End, and at the beginning they announced if anybody sings, you will be asked to leave.
Oh my goodness!
Wow.
Did that spoil your evening?
Really? Well, yeah, because I was getting ready for. I'd been practising my Stevie Wonder numbers and everything. It was like, oh, never mind. So we had to all sit there tight-lipped. But I can imagine why it's a little bit distracting, maybe.
Let's take a look at the front pages. The Sunday Mirror leads with an exclusive interview with Olivia Pratt-Corbell's mother, speaking for the first time since her daughter's killer was jailed. Now, Cheryl Corbell has vowed to fight the gun and gang culture that led to her daughter's murder.
Sunday Times this morning reporting that hundreds of thousands of motorists should have to resit their driving tests once they reach 85. That's a call from a road safety charity which says the rate of collisions is higher among people aged over 85.
Now, S-Club 7 star Paul Catamol was telling a fan how excited he was to be touring again just hours before his death, The Sun on Sunday reports. The remaining 6 members of the band say they will still go ahead with their reunion tour in his memory.
And the most watched video on the BBC News website this morning is the giant portrait of Pablo Picasso. It was drawn in a field in Verona using a tractor. Not by a farmer, by an Italian artist, who's obviously pretty good behind the wheel of a tractor.
That's quite amazing, isn't it?
Yeah,
Wow.
terrific.
More amazing here.
Yeah.
For centuries, potters in Staffordshire, they've been making ceramics for royal events, and it's now just a month to go until the King's coronation, and they are getting ready to mark the event in style.
My home city where I was brought up, we always had a mug or a plate, but marking royal events, Silver Jubilee and whatnot.